Hello everyone, welcome to the Sober 7 podcast. Today, we will be discussing the important public health issue of alcohol abuse and binge drinking among college-age individuals. You may have been told as a kid that drinking isn't allowed until you are older, or you may have been taught how to pour just the right amount of alcohol. However, more often than not, education about alcohol consumption does not tend to focus on its negative aspects. But we are here to inform you of the unspoken issues regarding alcohol abuse. We are in the midst of an alcohol abuse epidemic, since social drinking has been increasingly on the rise for decades at an alarming rate. According to the National Institute for Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, 90% of drinks consumed by younger individuals are consumed while binge drinking. Binge drinking is a dangerous form of alcohol consumption that leads to alcoholism and other long-term health issues. To define this in scientific terms, binge drinking brings a person's blood concentration level to about 0.08 grams per deciliters or above. This typically occurs when a person consumes 4 or more drinks in about 2 hours. You may be thinking, how is the heavy alcohol consumption of one individual significant enough to cause a national public health issue? Well, the truth is that this actually affects public health as a whole, because according to the CDC, more than 80,000 people die from binge drinking in the United States each year. The data and statistics overwhelmingly support the claim that alcohol abuse is detrimental to public health. It is highly likely that someone you may even know participates in binge drinking or will develop an alcohol addiction later on in life. As college students ourselves, we witness this issue firsthand because it is a part of the environment that surrounds us. It is the environment of party culture where binge drinking ultimately starts, but in worst-case scenarios, one could end up in the hospital due to alcohol poisoning or may even encounter other serious risks due to alcohol consumption. It is no secret that younger people participate in party culture overwhelmingly on college campuses all around the country. What's even more concerning is that the dangers that come with alcohol consumption and binge drinking are not often talked about among college-age individuals. Instead, it is the norm and a shared experience for a majority of young people. This raises a very important question. How is binge drinking sparked, and why is it a major issue for younger populations? Data and statistics show that this issue is largely prevalent in individuals aged 18 to 25, by far more than any other age group. Why does this specific population participate in binge drinking? And what are its effects in the long term? Because clearly, those who develop alcoholism in their youth suffer from its consequences when they are older. Let's get to the root of it. Although the legal drinking age was changed from 18 to 21 in 1984, both college students and young individuals in the United States have found plenty of ways to gain access to alcohol. This party culture environment among college students perpetuates binge drinking, causing young adults to develop problematic patterns of alcohol abuse. It is extremely easy to be exposed to party culture as a student in college, which means even easier access to alcohol. It is also highly likely for a person to consume alcohol if they see their friends and peers doing it as well. Not to mention, the media and most movies also depict drinking and partying scenes as being the epitome of having fun. Therefore, we think that society definitely has a role in teaching the idea that drinking in large amounts while young is the norm. There tends to be this certain mindset that is created, that anyone can drink as much as they can because it's college and it is supposed to be about having fun. However, this mindset is particularly dangerous because it overlooks much of the dangers that come with binge drinking. There are so many repercussions involved with this particular mindset. Peer pressure also facilitates this mindset tremendously because it encourages the desire to fit in or participate in what everyone else is doing in order to not miss out on the fun. These factors can heavily influence a person's drinking choice, particularly younger college students who are thrown into this environment. However, people who have been exposed to alcohol before entering college are also more likely to develop alcohol abuse. This is where genetics plays a key role, because if there is a history of family addiction, then a person has a more likely chance of being addicted to alcohol. And binge drinking ultimately leads to alcoholism, and alcoholism leads to larger negative health effects. But college students and other individuals between the ages of 18 to 25 are typically healthy, and they do not tend to be concerned with the negative health effects of alcohol consumption because it generally does not concern them. However, the effects of alcohol abuse are actually long-term and are not really visible in the short term. Let's get into the negative effects of heavy alcohol consumption.
Alcohol can lead to drastic effects on the body, both mental and physical. Alcohol poisoning is something that can occur when one drinks alcohol at a much higher rate than the body is able to properly metabolize. According to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, binge drinking can cause a multitude of health concerns, including major heart conditions, liver disease, pancreatitis, cancer, and even death. Liver and stomach damage is irreversible and can be sparked by drinking at high rates. Brain damage and general function can most definitely be harmed by alcohol as well. Cancer and even death can also result if the problem is not solved. There have been multiple studies that have linked binge drinking to the formation of cancer in one's body. Alcohol is technically considered a carcinogen by the National Toxicology Program of the United States Department of Health and Human Services. This research shows that when a person consistently drinks large amounts of alcohol, the risk of developing cancer is greatly increased. Think about this next time you consider binge drinking. Is it really worth the future consequences that it can cause to your body? Also, another extremely important fact about alcohol that we do not believe is as widely discussed as it should be is that alcohol is a depressant. Several mental disorders can develop from alcoholism, such as anxiety, depression, and bipolar disorder. Our brain depends on specific balance of chemicals and processes. With alcohol being a depressant, our neurotransmitters and chemical balance within the brain is greatly disrupted from binge drinking. Alcohol enhances the moods that one is feeling, leading to the suppression of the part of the brain that is associated with inhibition. A lot of college kids believe that alcohol is a stimulant and makes you more happy. While it may give you a false sense of joy for a certain amount of time, over time, if these binge habits continue to occur, often they will cause you to feel all sorts of emotions, not just feeling good.
Additionally, sexual assault cases are also more prevalent and occur at a more frequent rate in areas where binge drinking occurs at a high rate, which affects individuals both mentally and physically. Physical assault also occurs commonly when individuals are under the influence of alcohol and lose the sense of what he or she is doing. This causes harm to family members, friends, and those who are affected by the assault. Another very important issue that arises from alcohol abuse are motor vehicle accidents caused by driving under the influence. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, about 28 people die every day in the United States due to drunk driving crashes. That's about one person every 52 minutes. These deaths can be preventable if one person takes the proper actions when consuming alcohol without putting their lives of the general population at risk. Alcoholism is generally extremely harmful to not only the individual affected by it, but the people in their life that have to watch them go through it. It is incredibly emotionally draining. Many of these serious side effects from alcohol do not affect individuals until later in life. So while you can say binge drinking is fine because you're young and healthy, make sure to realize that your actions now could have extreme harmful consequences to your future self.
Developing a healthy relationship with alcohol is crucial during your college years. While avoiding alcohol completely is the best way to avoid health complications, it is not always practical in the environment that most colleges provide. Drinking, as well as anything, can be safe in moderation. Learning your limits and creating healthy habits will lead to a lifelong skill of safe and responsible drinking. There are a few tips for drinking that help you pace yourself and not go overboard. Drinking a full glass of water in between each alcoholic drink is one way to do so. Hydration is key in slowing down the effects of alcohol. Next, you should make sure you are drinking on a full stomach so that your liver has more time to break down the alcohol content in your body. Drinking alcohol on an empty stomach can be very dangerous and contributes to binge drinking as well as blacking out. Never drink more than your body can handle. Educating yourself about the safe habits makes all the difference when it comes to your health. Other ways to prevent irresponsible drinking include surrounding yourself with peers that will not pressure you into binge drinking. A good friend group will respect your decisions and not peer pressure you into something that is potentially dangerous for your health. The people we surround ourselves with have a huge impact on our choices made every day. Another way to prevent these health consequences of binge drinking is to find a hobby that does not involve the party culture of college. Physical exercise, joining clubs, and getting involved around campus are great ways to fill up your time. Lastly, for younger adults, it is sometimes easy to forget that you are breaking federal law by drinking underage. Is one night of drinking worth the legal consequences that might follow? In that perspective, it is easy to see that drinking is not always the best option, and there are many ways to prevent yourself from becoming a binge drinker. This journey can be difficult, but the consequences of alcoholism are not worth it.
So guys, certain scenarios of drinking can be safe. We're not telling you guys that drinking is this horrible thing and no one should ever do it, because that is definitely not helpful. Our goal has been to educate you guys on the risk of binge drinking. If done properly, drinking alcohol is totally okay, but don't let the party culture of college let you ruin your body for a lifetime. Drink safely and with moderation to ensure you are treating your body right. Now, with better education given to high schoolers entering college and college students, we are hopeful that binge drinking rates can decrease. Students should learn how to drink safely instead of being told drinking is bad and that they shouldn't do it. If this teaching mindset could start occurring in schools, students wouldn't feel the pressure to binge drink with their friends. Thank you for listening, and we hope that you have learned about drinking amongst college-age students. Sober7 signing out.